Welcome to part 10, welcome to the Peak District, welcome to Hurdlow. Like I say, this is part 10 of a series I'm doing on the Cromford and High Peak Railway. A very old, a very early railway line, one of the earliest railway lines in the world. We've been following it up. Phil just coming over my shoulder. It is, I'm just making sure I've not got a stranger approaching me. We've been following it all the way from the bottom where it starts from Cromford Canal. Right, Phil. So I don't even know how many miles into it we are here, but we've covered a lot of distance. So today we're starting from Hurdlow. We're going to be having a look at some of the fascinating sections that have long been abandoned. These sections have been abandoned over a century and a half ago, but there is still interesting things to find. It's still really fascinating what's going on up there. We're just high up on that bridge looking back where we've just come from, back towards Parsley Hay. We were just debating, this bridge is put in later. The road was, I don't know, straightened, not straightened, like a right angle put in it, but we're debating whether or not it's crossed on the level crossing on the original Cromford and High Peak. But then again, they said that there was only 2 points where main roads crossed, didn't they? Labmenlow and New Haven. So I don't know. Anyone know? It's just a theory, judging by the level of the road and etc.
After the realignment, then, when the passenger line was here, so surely it was here.
Yeah, we're down there.
I mean, they've had no regard for the old alignment when they've redeveloped this, have they, whatsoever? So
no. Well, it was abandoned, wasn't it? By the time they opened the Ashbourne line, it had been abandoned 30 years. So we're heading up just behind the pub, just to see what views we can get of that incline. We can't walk up the incline, unfortunately. This one's not a footpath. It is got fences and things, and we're gonna have to see what the situation is like when we get up the top. Look at the old gate post off entrance. Was it entrance to the station, perhaps, or goods yard? Another strange gate post there. Look, like a concrete round pillar. It's an old gate post, isn't it? Just going down, we're wondering if this is like an entrance to the old station or something like that.
Oh, it could have been a bit wider. Can't see the other one.
You don't want to come up here in the car. So Hurdlow Incline, seen here running from right to left, bypassed and abandoned in 1869, as we've already said. That's less than 40 years active service. It's 850 yards long, so just slightly longer than the Middleton Incline. I think I'm correct in saying at the time of the railway opening, it was the longest incline on the line, because don't forget, when the line was new, the now lengthy sheep pasture was considered 2 different inclines. Its gradient was 1 in 16, which is a modest 6.3%. So we've just cycled up past the Royal Oak pub. It was the Royal Oak, wasn't it? Yep. This is the incline now. There's Hurdlow Station, just there where those trees are. It's behind the pub and the camping area. So just following the course of that wall, here's where it would have crossed over. And up there, look, just following the alignment of those telegraph poles. Trudge through the snow. Yeah, you can see up there, look, can you see all the way? I mean, there's lots of gates fouling the incline these days, and as you can see, it's barbed wired off. They don't want you going up there. But yeah, Hurdlow Incline. So to tell you about this then, obviously this section of the railway, the Cromford and High Peak Rail, opened, this was the second phase of the opening. So this one opened, I think, 1832. But as time progressed, railways moved on a hell of a lot in those following decades following that. It was taken over by the London North Western Railway, I can't remember what year now, but in 1869 this incline and this section of the line was abandoned, and that line there, that bridge, and that's the new alignment. That's the more cycle friendly alignment.
The top of the incline would have sat an engine house like those we saw in earlier episodes at Sheep Pasture in Middleton. Obviously it's so long ago I doubt any photos even exist. It's safe to assume this sat in the recess we can see on the old map, but look also at the old reservoir. Would this be built as the water source for the steam engine in the engine house? Those old reservoirs are still clearly visible, sat alongside the incline's embankment, and just coming into shot on the top right would be an area for the engine house before this old alignment kinks sharply to the right. We can't walk on this next part of the line, but the drone gives a great perspective of the next section as it does its Cromford and High Peak signature meandering across the countryside.
Right, so we've been cycling on the road that loosely follows the old track bed, and we've come to a point now where the little track dissects the railway line again. I'm trying to find a bit that's not mudded up to the ankles to come across here, and that's the embankment. Look, really poor visibility. I'm sorry, the mists, it stopped raining ironically and the mists really come in. But again, like we keep saying when we've been dealing with these weather conditions up here, these are really remote locations. I can tell you that from experience today. This is what it would have been like working on the railways, keeping the railways up and running. Those drivers, guessing the little engines in those days didn't have that much protection. So that's the railway line through that field. But we can't get very far anyway because there's gates across. And then in this direction again, we can see, I'll just let the tractor get out of the way. I don't know, it's not great visibility, but can you see, it's chained up this gate, can you see the cutting there? There's a little cutting just in between those trees. I think it banks sharply to the left just after that anyway, before it disappears down. Well, the quarry's pretty much disintegrated the railway now, obliterated the railway. The new alignment is somewhere over there. Again, we've lost visibility because it's so misty. So here's the old track bed, just rejoined us. We've come up a little bit further. Obviously this is not navigable. I mean, technically I suppose you could walk if you really wanted. Yeah, if you really were. That tractor's been passed a few times, hasn't it, while we've just been stood there. Yeah, look at the trees on that now, but that's the embankment, and still cold.
Oh, red.
We'll rub them in snow. But yeah, so this is the point. What quarry is that? Is that Dowlow?
I can't remember if it's called Hindlow, Dowlow or something else.
I should really look this up, shouldn't I, before we come. But you can see the embankment there, look, where it's just come from. It's a shame. I mean, it's been mixed because I've loved the journey. I've loved the story up till now. But it's all been a little bit touristy, hasn't it? I've preferred the little bits that are a little bit off the beaten track, some of the other stuff that we've looked at. So I've really been looking forward to coming to doing this section, where it starts to get more a bit intriguing. It's a little bit, well, less touristy. It's not a footpath. You have to do some digging.
Look, you can just about make out that people have tromped through there.
I've no doubt you can. I've no doubt you can if you're willing. I'm just going to have a quick scamper over here. The wall's been knocked down.
My bike is cracking.
So this is the track bed. I mean, not a lot to show you, is there? If there's going to be any more features on this section, but that's what it looks like.
Definitely too much of a coincidence, judging by where it's put.
Yeah, two really old posts either side.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it maybe was a gate there then.
Or a boundary marker, or a marker or something. I mean, what even was this? Was it still a farm track? Was it still a lane?
It was a through byway, yeah. It was there.
Now we've just fetched you down that little track. See that line of trees just in the distance there, further up this lane? That's the original alignment that we've just been looking at just now. And this that we're looking at here is the new alignment. So when that was the old one, where the old incline was abandoned in 1869, this was a new alignment. Again, it just goes off. I can see the buffer just through there.
It's not far.
Phil, now.
Oh yeah, it's just there.
Yeah, there's buffer just through the trees. We can see. That we'll get onto that on the next section. That's the quarry over there, and that section of this line is still in use, intriguingly. But that's for another day. On this episode, because this is the Cromford and High Peak Railway, I'm going to try not to feature and focus on this new alignment. I'm going to save that for when I end up eventually doing the Ashbourne line series, which the Tissington Trail that you might know it as. But we're going to head back to Parsley Hay, back through Hurdlow, down the new alignment. We've been saying, as we've been coming along, as we've been getting into the winter months doing this, it'd be nice to come and film it in the snow, and it was all right for about 10 minutes, but then the novelty kind of wore off, and I wish it was August again. But no, cheers if you've made it this far. I hope this has turned out all right. It is pretty challenging conditions to film in, although it stopped raining now we're finishing. Isn't that just typical? So yeah, cheers for watching. We will see you on the next part.